both feel we're living worlds apart. It's fucked now, we lost in limbo. Remembering what you said though, when I asked you if we'd make it far. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said no, 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 no. No, 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 you should. I've earned the cost and now I've paid it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, please don't go. I know my face a memory erasing. Been a few years since I heard your voice, yeah. Lost a few here, but it's not by choice, no. Girl, I see your face every day when I look through my phone. Can't delete all these memories, won't leave me alone. Hit my blind side, never saw it coming. You were so wild, both know I was nothing. And I'm nothing now, nothing's changed. You know I'm just the same. Miss you now, but I hope that someday you explain. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said,
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me again. I appreciate it. I kind of came live a little too earlier, and Eastern versus Central. I wasn't thinking Alabama was Central for some reason, but we are waiting on the Carlee Russell press conference. It should be interesting, to say the least. I wanted to thank Debbie Says What. Thank you so much for becoming a member, my love. I do appreciate you. It means a lot. So thank you so very much for your support. While we are waiting for that, I thought we could talk about what is going on in this case. And there has been some recent, let me see here if I can. Oops, hold on 1 second. Pop this over. Can y'all see all of that? Okay, let me just try this 1 second. All right. So there has been some recent statements that is out, and Carlee Russell's family has came out on a statement, and it says, on behalf of Carlee Russell and her family, we first want to sincerely acknowledge and thank everyone for your prayers, reward contributions through Crime Stoppers, and all the numerous acts of kindness shown to us. And that's something I was kind of talking about yesterday, how, you know, Carlee's parents was like, these people have been so mean, texting and all of this. And, you know, in my opinion, people are really hurt and discouraged that, allegedly this seems a little dicey, a lot dicey in my opinion. So we asked God to perform, and he did. Okay. We understand and appreciate the sincere concern. However, there's always that however, we would like the public to understand a few things. First and foremost, Carlee's physical and mental well-being is our immediate concern. This has to be a traumatic experience for Carlee, and secondly, for our family. I think it's been traumatic for Carlee's family. I'm not ready. I don't know if it's been, in my opinion, as traumatic for Carlee if she willingly did something like this. But we're going to have to see on this press conference. That's what we're waiting for. Secondly, this outstanding investigation, and we fully cooperated with authorities from the onset and will continue to do so. Now, there is kind of a rumor going around that Carlee made her, or allegedly made her, initial statement, but has not been allegedly cooperating since. We'll have to see, again, with the press conference. Carlee has given detectives her statement. There you go. And hopefully they are pursuing her abductor. No, she ran calling. So this is, again, they are still saying, as of last night, I would assume this was given last night, that there is allegedly an abductor. Okay. Do you guys think that the parents are not seeing through this? Can they not imagine their child doing something like this? That's what I want to know. Okay. It will be up to law enforcement to determine what information they want to release and when they want to release this information, as to not compromise the investigation. True. Further, we understand there are some questions about the reward donations through Crime Stoppers. It is my understanding from information I received when the reward was set up that any donations that were not used for the reward would be returned to each donor. And that is my understanding as well, I believe. Let me know in chat that they refunded everyone's donation. Let me know about that. I received it is my understanding from the information I received that the reward was set up for any donation that was not used for the reward, which would be returned to each donor. Lastly, when we initially asked for help of the public in searching and praying for Carlee's safe return, we asked for sincere prayers, not prayers or support that came with strings of entitlement. I don't think it's entitlement when you're questioning someone that may have broke the law. I don't think that is entitlement, in my opinion. That's not entitlement. These people who sincerely prayed, donated, volunteered, news media, YouTubers, social media, even sharing, even being concerned with this topic, Carlee, that's not being entitled whenever you feel like, or it seems by many people, that you've been duped. So I didn't care for that statement personally. But let's continue. We have not created nor authorized any GoFundMe accounts nor solicited money for anyone. Fair? Please understand our mental state and the anguish we just experienced and that Carlee is still dealing with. And understand no matter how many demands or false narratives that are produced, we will not be bullied into doing anything that will compromise our daughter's mental well-being or the investigation. I think so too, Eric, to be honest with you. Again, you have to understand why people are hurt, feel betrayed. Not only were they looking for Carlee, they were also looking for a child. Let's not forget that. They were looking for a child roaming around next to a highway. So, and someone says, does something like this, allegedly. We're just still waiting to see. We got 12 minutes before it starts. Also, we will not entertain the negative social media comments with response, so you find someone to do it. Well, after this press conference, if they tell us that this was a hoax, it's probably going to be a lot louder than it was. In my opinion. Because that's when, if the Hoover Police Department says something like, that this was a hoax, that's when it's going to be really loud. Because this made not only national news, worldwide. Okay. God has been too good to us and brought our daughter safely home, and we will not participate in allowing the moment to be tainted. At this point, I'm not ready to say God brought her home, and I'm not willing to say that he did or didn't. I know Carlee got home. I do know that. But, if this was self-inflicted because of poor decisions, well, don't blame it on God. So there is one terrible and heartless hoax we want to address out of several. I received a text at some point from someone claiming to be Carlee and that she was at the Red Roof Inn. However, when my family went and knocked doors and looked for her, there was no indication, there was no indication Carlee was there, nor that she had ever been there. Any further questions or comments about the case, we will need to be directed by Hoover Police or ABI. So if you're saying that Carlee was never at the Red Roof Inn, are you saying that she was literally in that 18-wheeler and she was driving around? Because people who are in an 18-wheeler, an RV, a motorhome, they don't just drive around casually. You are always on a destination. You don't, it's hard to maneuver an 18-wheeler in the city. You're making left-hand turns, you're making right-hand turns. It's hard. So I don't believe personally the 18-wheeler statement. Some, orange-haired, partially balding guy living in the woods grabbed her, bound her, put her in a 18-wheeler, and drove her around town and painted her nails. And how does a homeless person have an 18-wheeler? Bingo. Exactly. True crime, Chucky. And diesel fuel is more expensive than gasoline. Absolutely. Hello, Samantha. Good to see you, dear. Don't lay this on God. Yeah, exactly. Got about 7 minutes before the conference. Hold on. All right. After leaving the colonnade, Carlee went to Target on Highway 280 and purchased some snack food type items. Their items were not located in the vehicle or with her cell phone and wig at the scene of her disappearance. So this is my question. We know that she was seen at the Target and bought food. Did she have time to take the food with her? Because listen, a partially balding, orange-haired man that lives in the woods might be hungry, but if he has an 18-wheeler, he's probably not. So, and while he's abducting and bounding you, I'm not sure that he's going to be tying you up in a rope and painting your nails. Just a thought. The Hoover Police Department has not located any evidence of a toddler walking down the interstate, nor did we receive any additional calls about a toddler walking down the interstate despite numerous vehicles passing through the area as depicted by traffic camera surveillance videos. So, yeah, I'm going to pull this press conference. Okay. Sorry, I was just popping that up for when you get ready. You got 5 minutes. Detectives have obtained surveillance video from Carlee's neighborhood, which shows her walking down the sidewalk alone prior to her arrival at the residence. Fire department radio traffic obtained by several media outlets show that medics were dispatched to her residence on an unresponsive but breathing person. Unresponsive but breathing person. Okay. So that makes me it sounds like she might have been in shock, allegedly. Um, that was the term used in the initial dispatch of the Hoover Fire Department to residents, and the information about her condition was simply a dispatcher relaying information from what a 911 caller told the emergency communicator. When first responders arrived on scene and found Miss Russell's conscious and speaking, and she was transported in that condition. She was later treated and released from the hospital. Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure there's. Okay. Still nothing live yet. I'm just making sure we're good as gold. So 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Sorry. We just got WVTM13. Okay. I'll look. The only problem with doing it with WV, what was it? TM13. Sometimes when you do it with like the news outlets, it's kind of low. So, but let's, here, I'll check it. Okay, here we go. I pulled it up. Thank you. Here we go. They already got a feed going. All right, guys, this is it. Let's see what's going to happen here. It's really hard to tell, uh, what's going to go on, but who knows, right? I do apologize if I'm going to mute in just a moment whenever they start. I do have more family, like literally arriving right now as I'm live. So it might be a little loud in here. Mental health. I mean, it could be mental health. There is alleged that there has been things going on with her work and that she's been allegedly struggling with some personal issues. I'll put it that way. So we got 1 minute till it's really supposed to start. Should be very interesting to say the least. Trina, not a full assessment done. Now, again, Carlee, she graduated, and I believe is a nurse currently. And I think she was still going to school. She may still be going to school, but if she's not, then her everything that she has worked for, her license can be stripped away. Her license can literally be stripped away for what she did. So we're just going to have to, I think, hallucinogenics. I wondered if they did a blood draw for DRUGS. Um, there is.
Hey guys, one final mic check. Mic check 1 2.
Mic check is good.
2.
Could y'all hear
Mic check.
that?
Everybody give me a thumbs up. I just want to make sure we're good. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. We're in the city of Hoover, Alabama. 1 2 3. Right at 2:30 now, Central Daylight Time. Everybody good? Everybody good? Mic check 1 2. Mic check. We're getting very close. Mic check 1 2. Mic check. You're good, Mike. Mic check. You're good. You good? Everybody's good? You're good, sir? In the great?
It's
Okay.
going to be low.
Sure, back up.
Let me
Right?
check
Want me to give you
something
one?
1 second, and I'll try to do it. See if
Okay.
it's louder.
Mic
Through.
check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. I think he's going to give everybody a 2-minute warning. I think. I'm not positive. Mic check 1 2.
Everybody good with microphones? All right, official 2-minute warning from right now, okay? 2 minutes.
The live feeds are always very low. I'm going to try it.
It's good? Okay.
That was it. Yeah, that was all. WVUA. You have a hardwire mic. Your wireless receiver is probably static. I can get you one if you need it.
So I've got two different feeds on. The lives are always low until it replays, and then you can hear. We're going to try both and see which one's better. It's very crowded in there.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center. Joining me at the podium today will be Hoover Mayor Frank Brocato, spelled B-R-O-C-A-T-O, and Hoover Police Chief Nick Derzis, spelled D-E-R-Z-I-S. You may also hear from Lieutenant Daniel Lowe, spelled L-O-W-E, of the Hoover Police Investigations Division. Mayor Brocato will make a brief opening statement, and then Chief Derzis will read a prepared statement. After Chief's statement is complete, there will be an opportunity to ask a few questions regarding this investigation. Keep in mind that this is still an ongoing investigation, so there may be some questions that we cannot answer. With that, I will turn it over to Mayor Brocato.
Thank you and good afternoon for you all coming today. You know, 6 days ago our community learned about the disappearance of Carlee Russell, and it sent fear and pandemonium not just through our city but the entire state and the nation as well. The media quickly joined us to get the word out about Carlee. Our community sprung into action and they organized search parties, arranged prayer vigils, and they took other steps that I'm not even aware of to help in this situation. The Hoover Police Department quickly rallied multiple partner agencies, stopping at nothing to find Carlee. I'd like to take this time to say thank you first to the Hoover Police Department, our partner agencies, our wonderful community, and to all those that aided in some way in connection with this situation. As the days have gone on and more information has been shared, we know everyone has questions. The Hoover Police Department is known for being very methodical and thorough with their investigations. For that reason, we did not feel comfortable speaking in detail publicly until now. It is important that we share this information now so that our community can be put at ease. So at this time, I'll turn the microphone over to Hoover Police Chief Nick Derzis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone for being here today. Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carlee Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we work in this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there is a kid just walking by themselves. Hold on. Where on 459 are you?
You can't hear the 911 call.
Next to the exit 10 by the Hoover Med, like to get off by the Hoover Med. Okay, so you're before the exit? Yes. Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Like towards Tuscaloosa or towards 280? Towards Tuscaloosa. Okay. And was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound? How old do they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4. Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them? Yes. Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car.
I can't hear it.
Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in?
On all the feeds, you can't hear it.
Is it a sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me? Yeah, they're on. Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian? They're white. Okay. Is it male or female? I think it's a boy, a little boy. White male? Okay. So is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper. And you don't see any cars anywhere? No, no cars anywhere. Okay. All right. What's your name? My name is Carlee Russell. And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct? No, but I can't really see them that good. Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best that you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them. Okay. All right, and do they have shoes on? No. Shoes? Not that I can see. I can't really see that one. Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but officers are on the way, okay?
called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight. 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover Police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover Police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by our family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to her arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "Birmingham Bus Station," was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were 2 searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
With that, we'll open the floor for some questions. Please raise your hand and I will call on you. Carol.
Chief, do you expect any charges against Carlee Russell in connection with the disappearance and in connection with what was taken from the Woodhouse spa?
Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours, so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed.
One more question. Is it surprising to you that the family has not been cooperative in returning to be questioned?
Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident, that she's not ready to talk, is what we've been told.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, question for Chief. You stated that the abductor had orange hair. Was this abductor black male? Was it female, black female, white female?
I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male.
Is this alleged abductor yet on loose in the Hoover area?
Don't believe so.
Yes, ma'am.
Chief Bernie Dion, WBRC, has a toxicology report been done, and were any drugs or illegal substances found in her system?
We have no report of that.
Is any indication of mental illness in this case?
Not that I'm aware of.
Lisa.
There's been a concern in the community that if this turned out not to be a true story, that the next time a young woman of color was missing, that it might not be taken seriously. How would you respond to that?
I'd respond to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one.
Right here.
Was she traveling with anyone? Excuse me. Was she traveling with anyone since the time she disappeared, to your knowledge?
And not to my knowledge.
Right here.
Chief, I know you said you weren't able to verify a lot of aspects of the story. Where do you think she went, and how would you characterize what happened here?
You know, that's the $100 question. You know, we pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until she got on the 911 call, and we can see getting out of the car on the interstate from that footage, and after that, I think she only knows. We don't know.
Well, one quick follow-up. Her parents. Did you speak with Carlee's parents, and why do you think it is they were so adamant that there was an abductor?
Yeah, I think parents are believing what their daughter's saying, and we've had a very good rapport with the parents, met with them on several occasions. I've talked to them today a few times, and to make them understand that we're under facts. And everything that I've told you today is actual facts. It's not innuendos. It's not what I think. It's not what these detectives think. It is the factual information that we have.
Chief Ajay Robinson, WBRC, how much
Well, I think our detectives have talked to the parents, and we're ready to talk as soon as she's ready. So, she called right now. We're ready.
If you had one word to describe what went on, what would that one be?
Ooh, how about unknown?
Past few days have been like for you, your department?
Absolutely. And again, the focus of the investigation that Thursday when she went missing, of course, the focus was to get Carlee home. That's what we wanted her safe and sound. And that's all happened. And then, of course, this has gotten to be not only a local, state story, but a national story. So, it is. It's a lot of stress on everyone in the Hoover Police Department, the mayor, every citizen here. We want to know the truth.
As you stand here, are you frustrated?
I wouldn't say I'm frustrated. I mean, I'm very happy that Carlee's home. That was the main ingredient here, and then we'll figure it out. I promise you that. We'll end up figuring it out.
Any idea about the number of manpower hours or the expense with the drones and all the rest of the search that might have cost the city and the state and federal government?
Yeah, we haven't had time to consider that, but it's again, these detectives that are here. This is just a small group of people that have been associated with this case. We have put every available resource that we have on this case because we wanted to make sure that we found out everything. We wanted to get her home, and we have.
Chief, was there any prior indication of mental health problems?
Not that I'm aware of.
Could you just expand on the people from the state, federal resources brought in? What were they doing exactly as you all were searching for her? Can you just expand on that?
Sure. A lot of the from the FBI side, several agents helping us interview. I mean, as you well know, in a case like this, especially when it goes national, we got hundreds of calls.
Switch it over.
And when you get those calls, some of them may just be outlandish, but you've got to follow up on them because you never know that you may get that one tidbit. And no, we have not determined that. No.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610. So Carlee's phone. Does that kind of give you an indication of her mind state during this ordeal, 48 hours
Yeah.
that she went missing?
Well, again, we want to talk in facts, and I do think it's highly unusual to the day that someone gets kidnapped. That several 7 hours, 8 hours before that they're searching the internet, googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very very strange. Yes.
Do you feel confident, do your investigators feel confident that you know why Carlee Russell may have done this?
No, we do not know. Absolutely not.
Chief, can you explain for us, you mentioned that while I believe you said that Carlee was on the phone with 911, she was traveling 6 football fields, which tells you what?
Which tells me that I've had kids, and I'm sure a lot of people here have, and it's very, very, again, she said it, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen because I've always been one of these guys, never say never, but 6 football fields. I like athletics, I like football. 6 football fields. To think that a toddler, barefoot, that could be 3 or 4 years old, is going to travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway, without crying, without any just moving down. It's just very hard for me to understand.
Chief, have you used any technology to enhance that video from 459, and did you see a man grab her?
We did not see, from what we can tell, we don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car and then someone getting out of her driver's side. We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned.
Do you think in this case that charges will be forthcoming towards Carlee Russell? And how serious of a crime is it to not only fabricate a 911 call, but to lie to law enforcement during an investigation?
Well, again, that's not something that we've discussed since we're going through the still investigation. But people have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. Everybody comes together from, like I say, state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and the gentleman earlier said frustrated. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out.
Did anyone see her calling in from the side of the road when she made that 911 call?
No, not to my knowledge.
All right, last question here. Is this investigation held up until speak once again to Carlee Russell?
Well, there's a few things that we're still doing, but obviously we want to talk to Carlee as soon as we can and do an in-depth interview. And at that time, I think we'll have these investigators doing some other things. So
That's all the questions we're going to answer today. We appreciate you guys coming, and we'll be following up with y'all later. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, Chief.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so that's crazy to say the least. It's very crazy. Um, it appears by all intents and purposes that she faked this without a shadow of a doubt. It seems like, I mean, it's at the very minimum, we know that they found nothing what she said. She's not talking alone. Yeah, I think she's going. But now it's time for the parents to hold Carlee accountable. Listen, I understand nobody wants to think their daughter, their child could do something like this, but the police aren't going to lie. The facts aren't going to lie. Your search engine is not going to lie. The video is not going to lie. There's no evidence of an orange-haired man attacking you, blindfolding you, taking care, putting you in an 18-wheeler, getting loose, then getting back again, and then randomly ending up the woods next to your house. And people are talking about how what was I going to say? I forgot. I lost my comment. But people were talking about mental illness and stuff. Well, this was pre-planned, it appears, by the search engines, which is what the the um, the police were talking about days up into, what's the age that ends for an Amber Alert, and all of this, and many more that the police said they wouldn't even speak upon because of her privacy. So, saying that they polished her nails. I mean, it's ridiculous, and it sounded ridiculous since almost the moment she was found. Uh, so yeah, and fed her Cheez-Its, and she just happened to, buy Cheez-Its at Target, just, hours, a few hours prior to going missing. I mean, it's redonkulous. It didn't happen, in my opinion. How can she be traumatized when it didn't happen? She doesn't want to walk to the police because she knows she's busted. I mean, the world now knows that she's busted, and it's time for her family to say, to say they're sorry, and that their daughter really embarrassed their family. Because I'll tell you what, I think their family are very good people. I just don't know, maybe there needs some times to process this. She Googled, do Amber Alerts cost money? Yes, she did. She also Googled how and when, what's the age limit for Amber Alerts and all that. Yes, she needs to pay the piper. Misleading the FBI should be a big deal. I mean, the FBI too, and I mean, even Secret Service was on this. So, like, that cost a buku of money. the resources that was wasted, that is, that we need more than ever, because they're short of work across all law enforcement right now. And, they could have actually been working on cases that were legit. $63,000 was spent for the search effort. She should have to pay it back, Teddy Bear says. Yeah, and who even knows if that's FBI related and other federal agencies? That may just be local. Yeah, exactly that, dude. She popped out by her house, right by her house. How lucky is that? Exactly. It is a shameful move, and it's sad, and it's terrible, and I don't know what else to say other than we kind of got that feeling, a couple days ago, and this just reiterated, confirmed exactly what we already knew. She absolutely could have disappeared without calling this mess. I mean, first of all, she called 911. They were not only looking for her, they were looking for a child. That's a crime in itself. She stayed at the Red Roof Inn. I mean, well, her family is saying that she didn't stay at the Red Roof Inn. And I just showed you guys just a moment ago in this, and it says, "This is one terrible and heartless hoax we want to address out of several. I received a text at some point for someone claiming to be Carlee and that she was at the Red Roof Inn. However, my family went there and knocked doors and looked, and there was no indication Carlee was there, nor that she had ever been there." Well, she was somewhere, and she wasn't in an 18-wheeler. So there's that. Do I have a puppy? I have kittens. 2 kittens. They got little bells on right now. And literally, family just came in. I haven't even said hi to them yet. So I was live when they got here. Yes, false police reports and all that. One second. Okay. She did have the weekend off. Yes. Did she have the weekend off from work? I don't know. She took some toilet paper and a robe from work. That's interesting in itself. A robe sounds like you might be going to a hotel or something like that. I mean, you have robes at your house, obviously, but it's just a little suspicious when you have a robe and all this happened, and then you might be at the Red Roof Inn. Yeah, I feel sorry for the family. She got $107 from whatever register she Googled trying to open steal from without getting caught. Okay. Toilet paper wrapped up in a robe that she took from her job. Yeah. It's craziness. It's craziness. Maybe she can marry Bubba Wallace now. Well, there has to be some consequences for this, because, I mean, otherwise, if not, other people going to do this, I can't think of her name right now. The blonde-haired lady who did said she was abducted. Oh, I can't think of her. Imagine the damage it does to real victims. Absolutely. Blank says she put stolen money on her sock as soon as she took it. Sectanon says, I don't believe the family either at this point. Well, I'm trying to give the family some grace to, just hours ago, they thought their daughter was, and we all thought she was abducted. And it's probably hard for them to believe that their daughter is actually someone who that she didn't, you know, realize who she really was. Shelly or Sherry Lady or something like that. Yes, something like that. She had money for the sock, but oh yeah. So it's a bunch of craziness. It's a bunch of craziness. Y'all, I have to jump off. I do have another live scheduled here in a little bit. We're going to be talking about Candace Wells. Lot to talk about there. Definitely a lot to talk about. Where's she been? What's she doing? All of that. So don't miss that. It's going to be, I think it's at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you don't miss that. We're going to be talking about Candace. I have a couple receipts I want to show and about all of this. She's talking about, she's taken money and hasn't delivered on her promises either, hasn't delivered on the tents, didn't deliver on the donations that people gave out of their heart to give to literally a homeless mother with 3 children. So if you'll do that to a homeless mother with 3 children, what else will you do, especially with the criminal record that you have? So yes, exactly, Lady May. So I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to follow this case. We're going to keep following it, and I will give you guys all the details the entire way. Don't worry. We'll be here. I love you all. Mwah. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. I appreciate it. Leave a heart in the comment section down below, and I'll heart it back, or leave a comment. Love you all. We'll see you in the next one in a couple hours. Bye-bye.